You can stop scribbling future tasks in random spots. Let's organize them in one simple place. Welcome back to the Bullet Journal Breakdown series, where we slow things down and unpack the core ideas of the bullet journal method. Today, class, we are diving into the future log, an important element of the bullet journal method that helps you organize your future tasks that occur outside of the current month. Let's walk through what the future log is, how to set one up, and how to make it useful in your bullet journaling routine. Let's break it down. This key element of the bullet journal method is for long-term planning, helping you have a clear overview of your future commitments. Having all future-related information stored in one organized place will be helpful when you need to check when a specific event is happening.
Your future log usually goes at the front of your bullet journal when you're starting a new notebook. So depending on the brand of notebook you use, I'm using the Official Bullet Journals notebook. I think they've discontinued this really cute pink blush color. But anyways, if you use the Official Bullet Journals notebook, they will actually have a section called Future Log created for you. And this also applies to the index. They've got a whole area for an index for you, as well as a key. But moving back to the future log, so there are various ways in which you can make a future log. The most basic one you have seen probably is Ryder Carroll's future log, where he makes a 6-month one with 3 months on one page and then the other 3 on the other page. And what's cool about this Official Bullet Journal notebook is that there are extra dots as a guide when it comes to measuring and making graphs and tables and charts in your bullet journal. So you can see there are these 3 extra dots, and that tells you where you can split the page in thirds evenly. This would definitely save you a lot of time from counting all the dots to make sure you've got even spaces in your spreads. We're going to make a future log together. I'm going to do a 6-month one, for example. And usually if you are setting up a future log, let's say if it's January right now, you would start your future log with February. So it wouldn't be January, Feb, March, April, May, June. It would be February, March, April, May, June, July. And this is because you would already be setting up your current month's monthly log. So there wouldn't be any reason for you to make a future log starting with the same month on top of that, if that makes sense. And how you would use your future log is that each month you would refer to it to analyze if there's any relevant information, any appointments, events, dates that you need to migrate onto the respective month's monthly log. So this helps you address future commitments so you don't overlook a single thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw 2 lines following these little marks here to split the page in 3 even sections, which will create 3 months on each page. Now I'm going to create a header for each month. And there we have it, a simple future log.
What are the reasons to use a future log? So it's a place to store future information, which allows you the opportunity to be flexible in changing up how you create your monthly logs. You can avoid forgetting important dates and events, especially when you're not sure how many months it will take to make your bullet journal last in one notebook. And that is why I also don't recommend setting up your monthly logs in advance. It also gives you a bird's eye view of everything going on in the future, and it's the perfect spread to use if you're not into digital calendars. Some bullet journalists wonder if they should even make a future log if they're already making monthly logs. The differences between a future log and a monthly log is actually these 2 things: timing and granularity. This spread is kind of like a placeholder, so you can wrap a log anything that's pertaining to the future without wanting to forget it. This can also help you see the rhythm of your future because it's a bird's eye view. There is no need to go into the nitty-gritty details here. It's broad in scope. The monthly log, however, is where you can really break things down, zoom in, and focus in on what's going on right before you. And it's also where you can expand on the details and intricacies that you couldn't have done otherwise in the future log.
So what can you include in a future log? I'm going to show you various examples from my different future log spreads from over the years, and I hope this can give you an idea of what you can include. So obviously you can include appointments, events, dates, parties, celebrations, bank holidays, vacations, trips and travels, that kind of thing. You can see here I used to track when the full moon and new moon were. I included birthdays and different events and celebrations. I also included when certain classes started. Speaking of classes, I have in my very first bullet journal. I started bullet journaling in my first year of university, and what I did for my future log was I would include deadlines and tests and paper deadlines too. So like when I would have to write a paper like this Brecht essay was due, and I would have like a Gilman and Mitchell essay due. I would write down like certain readings that would have to get done, or when final exams were, or I would have certain bill payments that were due that month as well. Also, it's totally up to you and how you want to create your future log in terms of the scope and how many months you want to track. You could do a 12-month future log. You could do just a 3-month future log. I did 3-month future logs for quite some time because I noticed that it would take me about 3 to 4 months to fill up a notebook. So it made sense just to only track the 3 months. There was no point in doing more because then I would have to start a whole new notebook and then rewrite everything from a future log. In some notebooks, I would have a 4-month future log. And then what I did in this 4-month future log, instead of having it on one page, I had it across 2 pages. I would include a little mini calendar, and this is where I would write down any appointments, events, deadlines, exams, tests, things like that. And then at the bottom here is where I would include people's birthdays, like family and friends would be down here. So there are different ways in which you could categorize your information. You can color code, or you can make different sections on your notebook. Really, it's totally up to you and how you want to organize your information in a future log. I think the easiest way is obviously something as simple as this. If you want more future log spread ideas or some inspo, you can check out my YouTube video on that. I have a ton of future log spreads that you could try out. So please do check out that video.
Here are some tips for setting up a future log. Number 1, keep it simple. There is no reason to overcomplicate this, and please take your time setting it up. Number 2, try color coding your information for clarity. Number 3, if you don't like the traditional layout of a future log, you can try making one with the Alistair method. I have a whole video about this linked in the description box below. Number 4, if you are making mini months like mini calendars, keep a little calendar close by. And number 5, use tools like stamps or stencils to help quicken the process. Is this spread necessary? Hot take? No. From time to time in my bullet journal journey, I didn't really touch the future log. I also didn't touch the index. I often relied on digital tools like my Notes app or my calendar on my phone or even Notion because it just felt easier and more convenient. If you don't find this spread useful, there is no hard feelings. You can change the layout or drop it all together. At the end of the day, that is the beauty of the bullet journal method. You can customize this method to suit your needs. And that is a look at the future log, a simple, flexible way for you to keep all your upcoming plans in one place so that you don't lose them. If you're following along in the series, please let me know in the comments below if you use a future log and how do you lay one out. Or do you prefer another method in tracking your future commitments? In the next episode, we are diving into the monthly log, so please stay tuned for that. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!